Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. One of the biggest main events in SmackDown history, according to Tom Phillips, is Lana becoming a manager again and Baron Corbin cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm Ollie Davis and this is the... Wait a second, did I mention it also has one of the biggest main events in SmackDown history, according to Tom Phillips? Good. This is the 15th of August 2017 edition of SmackDown Live in about 4 minutes. The show opened with Tom Phillips promising us one of the biggest main events in SmackDown history. John Cena versus WWE Champion Jinder Mahal. To promote the match further, the modern-day Maharaja staged an Independence Day celebration. In the ring with dancers, a lady singing the country's national anthem, and some sweet moves from the Singh brothers. It walked the thin line between hero in India and heel in the US. Meaning Shinsuke Nakamura received a thunderous babyface reaction when he interrupted, gurning that he'll be winning the title on Sunday. But oh boy, before SummerSlam, we've got one of the biggest main events in SmackDown history, according to Tom Phillips. I can barely contain... Natalya made Becky Lynch tap in a decent TV match, looking strong going into her women's title shot at SummerSlam. But this Sunday's winner might not matter, because as Carmella reminded everyone shortly after, she's missed Money in the Bank. After a very competitive showing several weeks ago, Chad Gable only got in a few suplexes against Rusev this week. The segment was far more about that angle, with Bulgarian George Clooney taking the count-out draw, beating down Gable outside the ring. Even with the obvious setup, Orton still managed to appear from out of nowhere, giving Rusev a surprise RKO. For all that's been lacking from Orton's 2017 main event run, that move is still damn over. Lana is glamorous, but can't wrestle very well. Tamina isn't glamorous, but oh no wait, she can't wrestle very well either. Their latest backstage encounter suggests Lana is transitioning back into a manager role for her. By the way, one of the biggest main events in SmackDown history, according to Tom Phillips, is still coming! For a feud based entirely around bad refereeing, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens has found its logical conclusion, a McMahon officiating their match. AJ apologized for accidentally kicking Shane in the head last week, to which McMahon warned if that happens again, he'll get physical in return. But when Kevin Owens accidentally kicked him in the head to end the segment, he just sat on the floor looking confused. It'll be interesting to see how they play their respective dynamics at SummerSlam, as Owens versus Shane appears to be the intended direction. Babyface SmackDown General Manager Daniel Bryan wants to be a rapper so bad, he gave heel tag team the Usos a revenge match against New Day on this show. It wasn't an exact version of what we'll see at SummerSlam, with the Usos taking on a different New Day lineup to Saturday, but this is still WWE using matches to build to the very same or very similar matches later on. Every possible combination of the Usos versus New Day has been exhausted over the last few months. It's amazing they can still have such entertaining matches, with the Usos going over here in a fast-paced 5 minutes. In the final Fashion Peak segment, they'll hopefully find another cop show to parody next. Breezango warned the entire tag division was in danger. It was announced they'd return in 2 weeks' time, seemingly ruling out a SummerSlam reveal. It's here! It's here! One of the biggest main events in SmackDown history! Calm down, Tom Phillips! Funnily enough, it wasn't really the match of John Cena versus Jinder Mahal that mattered, even with the Singh brothers being expelled from ringside and Jinder kicking out of an AA. It was the following angle that was most newsworthy. After a second rope AA, Cena had Jinder beat. Mahal about to lose clean for the second week in a row, but Baron Corbin broke up the win. He took out Cena with a Money in the Bank briefcase shot to the head and then realized, wait a second, I could cash in on Jinder and become the new WWE Champion. Quicker than you can say Damien Sandow, the match was made official, the bell had rung, and thanks to a slight distraction from Cena on the apron, Jinder rolled up Corbin and retained the title. It was unexpected, exciting, and I can't disagree with the decision to have Baron lose, as I have no interest in seeing him as WWE Champion. But was this the best use of a Money in the Bank cash-in? It It gives Cena and Corbin's match at SummerSlam a bit more heat, and Jinder looked kind of strong. He'd have looked much stronger if he wasn't practically beaten already by Cena several minutes before, but this ended up just being a moment rather than a way to elevate a new star, which is one of the briefcase's greatest strengths. Cashing in on a new champion Nakamura at SummerSlam, and for Shinsuke to come out victorious would have been far more effective. So that was this week's SmackDown Live in about 4 minutes. Here's the usual ratings recap from top to bottom. Smack damn smacktastic, smack bang in the middle, Ellsworthy, and 19-hour SummerSlam. I'll reveal my score very shortly, but first, vote in the poll above my head to give yours. I'll announce the results in tomorrow's WrestleTalk news. The Money in the Bank cash-in certainly was a moment, but it feels like a waste in the grander scheme. Elsewhere, the show's other go-home angles for SummerSlam were nowhere near as hot as they could have been. This week's SmackDown is smack bang in the middle. A huge ex-ROH star has signed with WWE, and how can WWE save the network? Click the videos to the left to learn more, press subscribe and support WrestleTalk on Patreon. I've been Ollie Davis and that was wrestling.